What's up, everybody? Drew, aka Catching Rockets here. I hope y'all had a good day today. Hopefully, some of you got to trade live with me today. Good times. We caught the bottom. Actually, I should switch to SPY. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. ES SPY, but we got in calls here and we closed right up here at the top. We did call out trim levels on the way, but ultimately called the top as the final place to close the trade. After that, I called out a couple of small, like losing trades. Unfortunately, two of them, to be exact. But yeah, one good winner, two small losers. Anyway, if you didn't join me, hopefully you had a good day. Um, all of the stuff that we were looking at, prior to the open didn't play out. Um, Way easier to do it live, but a lot of times we do hit the levels that we're watching. Um, from these live videos or from these videos. Yeah. So happy to delete some single prints. Unfortunately, it's the ones that were created on Friday. I would much rather delete some older stuff. All right, let's get into this. I swung puts. Hopefully it works out in my favor. I do not like that they didn't create a spike, but such is life. So my reasoning for getting inputs basically, like if we look at SPY, this was today's low, right? And then this was Friday's open, right? From there, they took off. We lost Friday's low. I was expecting them to spike down, like 80% chance of them going lower. And instead, they decided to take off. Right now, we're a little bit below where we opened on futures. I'm still, I don't know if hopeful's the right word, because I don't really trade with hopeful, but I still feel pretty confident that we might get a selling in the overnight session, but there's always the chance they grind this higher. We'll just see. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I did call out that trade in Keenan's. So I don't know if I should say hopefully people caught it because right now we're down, but it's a pretty big selling candle. So we'll see how it opens tomorrow. Tokyo is saying no thank you. All right. We could technically draw SIGs on the last 3 days. I feel like this is already crowded enough. I will give you guys the levels in case you want them. I'm not going to put them on my chart. Excuse me. I'm surprised nobody commented on my drink. I was expecting somebody to comment on the fact that I'm drinking pig's blood. It's not pig's blood. Sure as hell looks like it. Okay, so first SIG is 668.45 and 676.45. Second and third SIG at the bottom is going to be the same as the previous day value area low, 662.17. And second SIG at the top, 678.32. And then third sig at the top is going to be 680.02. That's actually kind of sketchy that they created second and third sigs right where we bounced. And I'm swinging puts. We'll see. This looks like cranberry juice. Really? That looks like cranberry juice. Cranberry juice is transparent. That is not transparent. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Control, bitches. I almost grabbed 0DT SPX at the end of the day. I'm glad I didn't because I would have got my cheeks clapped. But yeah, I was really expecting. I mean, there's an 80% chance that we spike and go lower. And they were like, nope, we're going to do the 20% option and go higher. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Um, Pretty ugly. Um, right here, which I'm not going to leave on my chart just because it's way too crowded. Um, or actually, I probably leave it. It's fine. We have a poor high at 673.71, and pretty sure that's a strong low. Like, why? We don't want a strong low. It's definitely a crowded low. Um, so I'm going to run with that. So basically, on that note, anything is possible up or down. Actually, if anything, this is more likely to be a strong high, but it's pretty crowded, so I'm just going to leave it as a poor high. Um, let's zoom out here, kind of see where we're at. Yeah. Um, so basically, today we opened, came up and tested that midpoint, right? Sold off, or actually, I'm sorry. Today we sold off first. I can't even remember what happened anymore. Or no, sorry. Open bullish, tapped the midpoint, sold off, and then bounced. Right. Um, I'm still shocked you guys are not curious. You have to be curious. This is like heart healthy stuff, and what it is cacao powder, which is not cocoa powder, but cacao is uncooked cocoa powder. So it has more health benefits because it's raw. And then it's beet juice powder and magnesium glycinate and some sea salt and then warm water. Well done, Control. That's awesome. Yeah, beet juice powder. Yeah, it's beets. Oh, I guess you called it before I said it, but yeah. Um, it actually tastes like pretty decent, but it's supposed to be really good for your heart. And they say to either drink it like 2 hours before coffee or 2 hours after coffee. Um, so yeah, one of the health things that I'm doing. Decided it's time to lose some weight. Um, all right. We have good volume on the day today. Um, I feel like one tweet from Trump about China and the U.S. coming to a trade agreement. You know, we're up here, but Hoping that news doesn't happen tonight. Um, wow, Tokyo is not having it. um, no, this is not from Sprouts. This is organic um, beet juice powder, like legit. It's actually pretty yummy. Alrighty. What else do I want to do? Let's look at fear and greed index. We still got to be in extreme fear. Um, and that just tells you like this is the spot to buy. Yeah. We're in even more extreme fear than we were yesterday or the day before, right? Yeah, 28, well, 29, 28, 29, and now 22. Um, this is where you start loading the boat. I bought 50 more shares of Netflix today. Um, oh, and then our calendar. We did look at this yesterday. There's really nothing going on. Um, so 11 o'clock at night, or what is it, like 2 o'clock in the morning Eastern time? England has their CPI. That doesn't affect us. Um, this doesn't affect us. Australia, like right around the close, has wage price index. And other than that, there's really nothing going on. There's some FOMC members speaking. I mean, I guess they could cause some volatility, but yeah. Yeah, 50 shares. I have 100 shares now. um, I do like to have 100 shares of, like 100 shares minimum, of stocks that I own. That way I can sell covered calls. Um, but that's not my plan right now. I would have sold covered calls when we were at, what was it? 44, something like that. Yeah. Wait, what am I thinking? I feel like this is awkward. Like right before the split, I could have sworn we were up at like 40 something. I guess not. Did the split just, I don't know. This is weird. I could have sworn I saw Netflix trading at 11,046, which would be, oh, that's 114, right? Yeah, that's 114. I don't know. Yeah, so it must have been like right here. I would have been I would have been down to sell covered calls here. No, 1146. Not 11,046. 1146. So yeah, right around here somewhere. I would have been interested in selling covered calls. But I didn't own 100 shares there. I just had 5, right? And then after the split, I had 50, and then I bought 5 more. I mean, 50 more. Okay. Let's go ahead and open up our cluster charts. I got to tell you guys, I'm exhausted. Um, kind of took every ounce of my being to go live tonight. Yesterday, I was super tired. I fell asleep, I think, like at 8 o'clock. And I think because of that, I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Um, I don't think I ate dinner. Yeah, no, I didn't eat dinner. Wait. Yeah, today's Monday. I didn't go to bed at 8 o'clock. I went to bed earlier than that. Now I remembered what happened. I worked Saturday night. Nah, I'm tripping. Yeah, I'm tripping. I worked Friday night. Came home Saturday morning, slept for like 15 minutes, went to my son's gig, and then came home. I don't know, like 4, 5, 6. Went to bed, no dinner. Woke up at like 2 in the morning. Ate a little bit, and then went back to sleep. Worked pretty much all day yesterday, like doing classes, um, fixing the streaming computer. Like basically by fixing it, I mean I formatted it, reinstalled everything. um, what else did I do? Anyway, just like the whole day working on Sunday, basically. And then last night, I went to bed pretty early, like 8:30, and I woke up at like 3:30. I don't remember, but early. I didn't go to I didn't go back to sleep. And then I traded live this morning. We're probably going to lose this right now and get a pretty nice move to the downside. Um, there's like a tiny, they just lost it. Tiny little SR flip right here. Um, yeah, they're going to start going now. Nice and quick. Um, 83.50 is possible. But we'll see. Um, so yeah, anyway, I woke up really early this morning. Um, and now I'm just like really tired. And it kind of took every ounce of my being to get on here with you guys. So yeah, they just lost an important level, and I don't see a bounce coming till like 78 actually. Um, pull this up here. So this here, and you could actually even argue that this whole range was a pretty important level for them to bounce. And they did not. I mean, they could still get back inside. We're barely below it, but this is high volume. You really would have expected a nice bounce from there, and they didn't do it. Tokyo is pissed. They don't want any of it. And from here, like our next area is going to be down here where we're looking for a bounce. At least me. There is a little bit of an SR flip at like, was it 70? Was it 70 or 83.50? Did I say, or 73.50? I don't remember. I think it was 7 or 83.50. But I mean, there's really nothing there as far as volume's concerned. Maybe 79 they bounce, but this is more likely. This is not a bad area to be short. And if you were live with us this morning, you saw us basically recognize absorption, um, big market buyers coming in, like basically everything from the class that we did on Sunday, we identified live. $69 to $72. If you guys want to have a good little laugh with me, I mean, I could show dollars, but I'll just show percent. Um, this is going to be the month of November. And you guys will actually really see it here where, I've been talking about quite a bit, just like feeling really tired, not feeling about like trading, haven't been trading live. It's not personal. Yeah, I think they were red. They could be red, yellow, green. Um, it's just what's it called? The color just represents like how big of a percentage imbalance it is. I don't remember exactly what I have them set at, but I think green is a 300% difference. Red, I believe, is a 600% difference, and yellow is a 900% difference. I'm not. Should just be on 30-minute. Yeah, 30-minute. Is the stream on the wrong time frame? Because that would be funny. What's up, Nora? Now I got to go and check the stream to make sure I have the right time frame because, newbie shit. Um, I don't know that I can even see these numbers. That looks like 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes. Dude, stop confusing me. Fucking old, easily confused. Oh, so anyway, what I was saying is, I've been telling you guys I haven't been trading much. I wasn't even journaling my trades. It's not anything to do with trading. I'm not having issues trading. I'm having issues with like energy and stuff like that. And like just not being able to wake up in the morning, like to the point where I just sleep through my alarm. Um, and so I have not been trading live, or I haven't been trading, period. I haven't been trading live because I haven't been trading. Um, and to just kind of show you guys, like, it's not BS. These are my trades for the month of November. We're on the 17th, and I've taken 4 trades this month. This was my accidental 5 ES frickin' I meant to take 5 MES and I took 5 ES and made like almost 25% gains on my portfolio in one trade. That was not planned. Um, and then right now, 100% win rate. And you can see only 4 trades, 4 winners, 0 losers. I've grown my account by 52% this month. So the trading's not an issue. Getting my ass out of bed and trading is an issue. But so anyway, I just wanted to show you guys, like, it's not, I'm not BSing you guys and being like, oh, I'm like, can't wake up in the morning. And I'm actually like just trading by myself. That is not the case. So just so that you know. Where did Ares said he thought we were going to bounce? 84.50. Look at this smart motherfucker. 85. You missed by 50 cents, bitch. Unacceptable. But they're going to end up losing this anyway and going lower. He's going to say maybe you have low T. No, I don't think so. Because what's the boy, without being too what's the word, graphic, I guess. What other 50 funded accounts? This crazy guy. Yeah. I'm trying to think of a way. I'm pretty sure Christian was insinuating that I have low T, which, I mean, I'm at an age where that could be a thing. I'm 50. But, I mean, I haven't had that tested, but little dude would like not agree. Like, he still thinks I'm like, I don't know, 15, 16. Men will understand this. I still wake up and he's just like, yeah, no, I'm good. If anything, I probably need less tea. Yes, exactly. Like, to the point that it hurts. You guys can relate. Like, I'm like, ow, what the fuck? Like, it's uncomfortable. Yeah. Uh huh. So watch out, ladies. Um, all right, enough joking. Let's get serious here. I mean, this could be an area, but 23, 24 to 26. I'm going to get this off the screen. We also have one other area we need to look at. Don't let me forget. 24 to 26. Excuse me. Go tell her. My wife would be like, yeah, go get a girlfriend. Leave me alone. um, what else? They're about to lose your freaking 84.50, bro. Actually, I should tell you, since you said you're going to tell my wife. My wife already knows I have a girlfriend. So, what now? This is an inside joke, by the way. Anybody that deals with like people that are Chinese will know this, but Chinese American or Chinese people living in America generally will have two names: their Chinese name, and they'll have their American name. So my wife's name is Junji. Um, I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but close enough. It's like Junjia. I don't know, something like that. And then my wife's American name is Jessica. So my wife is Jessica and my girlfriend is Junji. Easy. So my wife has an alter ego. I need you guys to lose 8450. Like, just do it. Don't be shy. Enough of this bouncy, bouncy stuff. Um, so, I mean, we'll transfer these levels to Spy, but I would really like to see Overnight Session do this. Not a bad spot to jump in long on the first tap, but I ultimately want them to lose this and go much lower. Um, but that's just what I want because I swung puts. 1235 candle. Uh, wow, they got angry. You're still off by 50 cents, Eris. Eris, stop the fucking negativity. They should reject right here. This is, look at this. Whoa! That is not what I was trying to do. Look at this. This is a big old negative delta node that we came up and tapped. And this was the other thing I wanted to show you guys. We have sell side imbalance that was created from 99 to 700 or 98 to 700. Yeah. This is not a bad short if they give us this. $98 to 700. Just have that on your chart if you're trading futures. All right. If they do this, um, hop in calls. So basically, if they quickly clean up the poor low and then come back above the previous day value high, we want calls. Is this? Oh, it's still live right now. Crazy. I had no idea. This is kind of the main stuff I'm interested in tomorrow. As always, if we break above a level, get 3 5-minute candles, retest, grab calls. Break below a level, 3 5-minute candles, retest, grab puts. Okay. Um, looks like they're going to come up and tap that sell side imbalance. 66.99 to 6,700 would be your spot to slap sell. Um, pretty crazy that they're doing this. Yeah, this is going to be a nice trade, I think. This is a SR flip. Um, plan is to trade live tomorrow. So Shorty's Discord, I'll be on. People in the mentorship group, I will be on. Um, maybe I'll post a link in Keenan's. Oh wait, Keenan trades live tomorrow. Yeah, I probably won't do that. I don't like to try to step on anybody's toes. Um, all right, let me post this in Keenan's. Yeah, Shorty's actually kind of seeing. I just read Shorty's write up really quick. Um, he's saying 67.14 is a really important level. And I noticed it earlier. Where was it? That's weird. I know I was looking at exactly the same level, and now I don't see why I was looking. Oh, now I see it. Here, I'll show you guys. So this has kind of been run through, but we have a very large, well, not very, but we have a large amount of orders through here, right? And we could actually kind of ignore the 15, but probably shouldn't. Um, and if we go like this, we can see. So even with this massive sell-off, right? We came here, bounced, sliced through it. I think initially, though, if we look closely, this is on 30-minute candles, so it's kind of harder to see, but we initially tapped here, bounced, and then lost it, right? Um, and so now this is going to be a pretty key support resistance level where um, if we come to here, probably a good spot to reverse to short or puts, but also opening above it and losing it would indicate that they want way lower. Um, so just something to keep in mind. Shorty's saying 1450, I think. No, he's saying 1475. So we're kind of right in the same zone. Mine's at like 15, so a quarter above. But yeah, we're right in the same area, ballpark. And then also I can see like if I'm just looking at the cluster charts, this is the zone. But if I'm looking at the candles, then like the zone changes to this, right? So that brings us down. I don't have quarter points on my chart, but that's got to bring us down to 1475 ish or maybe 1450, something like that. So lines up with what he's looking at. And it's kind of weird. I noticed this earlier. I don't know why I didn't mention it today. But Tokyo's getting wild, huh? I mean, if you're going to do this, just give us the 699 or 700 level and then dump from there. Um oh, let me close my chart. Just make sure nobody has any questions. I can't see chat right now. Oh, thank you, Nora. I appreciate that. Wow, Triple G, that's crazy. So, are you from Mexico? Do you live in Mexico? And if so, where do you live in Mexico? Or where are you from in Mexico? I would be pretty shocked if Nvidia doesn't just smash earnings, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to get a move up, right? Sometimes people smash earnings and they still sell off. Eras don't trip. Like the plan is to be live a lot more. So focus on your work. You'll catch me live. Don't worry. Yeah, Mr. Alpo, I'm not doing that. Yeah, that's good. So chill, Eras. You live just straight up in TJ. That's crazy. The amount of shit I've gotten into in TJ just should never be spoken about. Actually, I probably told you guys, and I'll share it. I think I'm well past the um, statute of limitations. But what is it? Like when I was like 17, 18, me and my buddy, um, a lot of people won't believe this, and that doesn't really matter to me. I could honestly care less, but it is what it is. Um, I literally have no reason to lie about what I'm about to tell you guys. Like, I'm actually, um, the stock explorer would be the woman, not the man. That's Nora. But what's it called? Yeah, like I wish this didn't happen. But I feel like I was just so stupid and naive and young and like dumb that it's just not even funny. Um, yeah, this is a wild one though. So when I was like 17, 18, and even this part here, hang on one second. Even this part here, just in itself, might not be believable to a lot of people. Um, and that's fine. But like my best friend, when I was like 16, 17, 18, whatever, was actually a Crip from, so I don't know if I should mention sets, but um, yeah, I'm not going to mention sets, but um, his name was Bernie, and his um, his good friend's father was actually the leader of like one of the big like Crip sets in Long Beach back in the early 90s. Um, no. I'm not in a legal situation. This is from the 90s. Like, statute of limitations, what, like 8 years? And this is all, of course, allegedly, like, didn't really happen. You know, it's just a story. But anyway, in my made up story, me and Bernie used to sell a ton of the devil's lettuce. And like, we would have trash bags full of devil's lettuce at our house, um, which is weird now. Like, it's legal, so it's like, oh, who cares, whatever. But back then, like, it was so sketchy. So in my made up story, we had like the craziest shit would happen. Our house, um, that we rented, yeah, Biggie was alive, Pac was alive. Let me see if I can find it, because this would be kind of fun to see. I don't even remember the actual spelling of it. T Street. It's actually like Trafalgar or some shit like that. Like, can you show me the actual street name? Anyway, where's like maps? Here we go. So T Street. I mean, for people that know San Clemente, like, this is a major surf spot in San Clemente. And then let's do that. And gosh, I'll have to remember. I think it's this one. I used to live like right there. It could have been, no, yeah, it's right here. Right. I think it's actually this house right there. Nope, and nope. Whoa, wrong side of the street. That's the problem. Wow. If this is the house, it looks so different, but it could be this house. Oh, this is the house right there. This is the house. Wait. Dude, it looks so different. Or was it further up the street? I don't fucking know. That's wild. It's not this far up. It's got to be this house. And what they did is they changed the front. So right here, there used to be. This is totally the house. Yeah. Actually, 100% this is the house, but it looks so different. There was a wooden fence that went here and then back. And so then there was like a little entryway right here. There was no door, but it was like, your standard, whatever, 6 foot fence like this. But there was just like a little doorway where you would walk in, and this was a little like courtyard. Um, and there was like plants along the inside of the fence, like this here. And we used to have a ping pong table in the garage, trampoline in the backyard. We would throw fucking parties all the time because it was like me and my buddy just rented this house. And I was 17, he was 18, so he was legal. Like he could rent the house, I couldn't. Um, and anyway, we would have these parties, and like when we would like clean our weed, we would throw the seeds in this planter right here. Again, behind like a 6 foot fence. And one day, this is one of the cool things. Like Bernie was so like chill. And again, this is all fictitious. Like this isn't a real story. And I just chose this house randomly because it's fun. Um, but one day, I guess this girl like ran away from home, and she used to come to our parties or whatever, hang out every once in a while. She was a minor. She was like 15 or 16. Um, but she was cool people. But so anyway, since she ran away from home, the cops come to our house looking for her. And they came in the evening, so they're like holding their flashlight, and they come up to the door and they're talking, like they knock and I open the door and I'm like, oh shit, 50, like what is going on? I'm thinking we're about to get like raided, right? And I think at the time, in this fictitious story, there was like trash bags full of weed, like in the house. And anyway, they start talking like, "Oh, do you know such and such girl?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know her. Like she comes over every once in a while, whatever, hangs out, whatever." Is she here? And I'm like, "No, she's not here." And they were like, "Yeah, she ran away from home." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, like if she shows up, I'll let you guys know. But as of right now, she's not here." And then as they're talking, there's two officers. The one's like kind of like pointing his flashlight on the ground. And as we're talking, my buddy Bernie like walks up behind me, and the cop, I don't know why, but turned around um, and pointed his flashlight in that planter that's alongside the inside of this fence. And he points his flashlight over, and I'm like, oh fuck, there's like 6 foot plants just like growing in our front yard. I didn't even know they were there until he like shined a flashlight on it. Like I don't look at plants. When I was 17, I wasn't looking at, what's in the what's growing in the planter in front of the house. And there's literally like, I don't know, maybe 4 foot, 5 foot, 6 foot tall plants right there. And I'm like, oh shit. And he literally like plucks them out of the ground like he's holding a bouquet of flowers, walks back up to the door with these massive plants, right? Like in a bouquet. And he's like, do you know what this is? And by this time, like my buddy Bernie had taken over talking, and I'm just standing there like freaking deer in headlights. And Bernie's like, no, I mean, they're plants. Like he was like, plants, like he said no, but then he was like, I mean, they're plants, weeds, I don't know. And the officer is like, it's cannabis sativa. And he's like, what? Marijuana. And he's like, oh my God, I've been watering those every day. I had no idea. Like he just totally played stupid, right? Of course, we totally know what it is. And like, we're almost like, hey, can you like leave them? We're going to smoke those. Um, but anyway, Bernie just played stupid, and the cop was just like, whatever. And they kind of were just like, hey, like if she shows up or whatever, give us a call. Her parents are worried. And we're like, yeah, for sure. Like if she shows up, we'll call you guys, whatever. And they dip. So that was the end of that. But basically, um, my naive dumbass, right, used to think this was fun. Me and Bernie would drive down to, and again, fictitious, like this is a fake story. So in our fake story, we would drive down to the San Diego Tijuana border, and we would cross over the border. And for people that don't know Mexico, you can go down, or you used to be able to go down there and buy prescription drugs without a prescription. And so, but there's also like kind of a scam where a lot of the pharmacies that are close to the border have a deal set up with the Border Patrol. So, like when they see Americans go down there, buy prescriptions without a prescription, and they go to come back across the border, they'll, you know, give a description of what the person looks like. All right, well that's cool. I mean, short it, but I'm not. My trading software is not open right now, and by the time I open it, it's going to be too late. So I'm good. Um, but what they would do is they would give a description of the person to Border Patrol. Border Patrol would bust the person coming back across the border, and then they would return the medication to the store that the person bought it from. So now the pharmacy is getting the money and they're getting their medications back so they can resell them. Um, so in our fake story, me and Bernie had a relationship with a pharmacy in San Diego. I mean, in Tijuana. We would go down there, and what we would do is, like let's say we bought like $200 worth of prescription medication, we would give the guy like four, and then that way, like he's basically selling the medication and getting, like the same return as if the medication was returned to him. And we were good, like loyal repeat customers. So I guess they didn't report us. And in my fictitious story, Bernie was wild. Like when we were coming back across the border, he would strike up conversations with Border Patrol. Hey, what's up? How's your day? Like, how's, blah, 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 blah. Nice weather, whatever. He would just talk about whatever. And he was a very charismatic, like friendly person. To where like somebody like being that talkative, I guess, like you're not going to look at them and be like, that guy's got a bunch of drugs strapped to his leg. Because yeah, he would go in the back of the pharmacy and actually like tape everything to his thigh and then walk back across the border. Um, in my fictitious story, when I was like 17, 18, I was super naive and stupid. Never really thought about the ramifications. Like I knew like, oh, if we ever got caught in this fake story, like I would get in some trouble, but I never really thought about the severity of what it was, which is like literally trafficking across international borders, which is, like a little bit bigger of a charge than just like, selling a dime bag in Southern California. So, yeah, crazy stuff. Again, made up story, fake. This didn't really happen. But yeah, um, what was that? 30 years ago. Um, yeah, that's that. But this was a cool spot to live. Cause like you literally just walk down the street and then, one of the best surfing spots in California is right here. I almost drowned here one time. Um, cause like I used to spend a lot of time at the beach and I was like a really strong swimmer. But a lot of times I would be like boogie boarding. Um, and what this one day I went out, no boogie board. Um, there was like 10-foot swells, maybe 12 foot. Um, so no boogie board, no wetsuit, like nothing to give me any extra buoyancy. And kind of wild that back then I didn't know how to. handle riptides, which is weird because I spend a lot of time at the beach. But I would normally always have some kind of board with me to where, even if there was riptides, like you just float on the board, like it's not a big deal. But this day I was out and there's like 10, 12-foot swells. And I remember I was trying to swim into the shore and a wave would come and I would have to dive down. And since they were so big, I'd have to dive down like pretty deep. And you would feel yourself getting dragged back by the wave. And then you pop your head up and you're like back further than when you started swimming. And then I start swimming again. Another wave comes, dive down, get dragged back, come back up, swimming, dive down, drag back. And I was like, I don't even know how long I was trying to swim to the shore. Um, Only to find out that riptides you want to swim sideways and then in, but I didn't know that back then. Um, but yeah, I was like, I don't want to say I almost drowned because like I wasn't ingesting water or anything, but I was struggling after a bit. Like I was getting really tired. Was not a fun time. But then also this street here, where is it? The street right next door to where I used to live. So this is the street I lived on, and one street over, where is it? Is this the street? Yeah. So there's like this center divider here. I used to skate this all the time. Like I wonder if you can still see the wax. Like I don't remember. It would be like here. I don't know if that's tire marks or wax, but I used to skate this all the time. Kind of weird to reminisce like this. Anyway, this was my old stomping ground. And then like right up here was 7-Eleven, and there was a Fat Burger. I used to get down at that place. Yeah, so 7-Eleven is right here. Or did I go the wrong way? This was Fat Burger. This place. Now it's Biggie's Burger Shack. And 7-Eleven's right there. Yeah. And this used to be, so 7-Eleven, this was the very end was a donut shop. And now it's like a pasta place. But the guy that used to work here um at night, like he would hit me up at like 3, 4 in the morning for weed. Um on my fictitious fake story. This is was It was a dream. And he would give me a bunch of donuts. They found buyers. Wow. Now you want to watch that 14 area. That's crazy. They did not give a shit about this at all. And then if you want to see like my real spot, um, kind of bummed that my parents sold this. Wait, where is it? So this is Pico. Um, right. I think this is yeah, this is the San Clemente High School. So like, how do I drop the thing here? Yeah, that's San Clemente High School. That's where I went to high school. And then up this street, this was also crazy. My parents are nuts. Where is it? This hill was nuts. And like you can't ride a bike up this. I mean, unless you have like crazy gears because it's too steep and it's really long. Um so I used to have to walk up this motherfucker every day. And you can see this is not like a small task, right? And then at the top, this neighborhood is called Marblehead, or oh no, Highland. they changed the name of it. It was Marblehead. Um, it's a guarded, gated community, and so you can't go inside um, from here because like they don't let Google Maps inside. See, now it says Marblehead there. Why is this different name? That's weird. Does that say Marblehead? That's weird. Yeah, this was called Marblehead when I lived there. I don't know why it has a different name now, but whatever. I think if you go like there, this was the house I grew up in right there. So it looks like solar panels, but it's not. That is, um, and you can't see it from here, but because it's on this little hill and there's no houses below, you look over, you have nothing but ocean views from up there. And then those panels on the roof are actually to heat the pool. So the pool pump would circulate water through those panels, and obviously since they're black, the sun heats them up pretty hot. And our pool would be like 90 degrees in the summer, which sounds uncomfortable, but like when it's warm out, 90 degrees feels nice. Or actually, no, it'd probably be like 85, something like that. Our hot tub would be 90 without turning on the heater. And so it was like quick to heat it up. How do I go back to the, like this? Can you make this big? And then like go to the freaking, what's it called? The view where it's, how come this is not, I don't know, whatever. I wanted the satellite view. There we go. So if we come here, this is San Clemente High. This is that street. This is the gate right here. And then my house was right. Wait, no. Sorry. It was right here. What? No, my bad. It's right here. The pool's empty. They're redoing the yard. That's crazy. Yeah, so this was my like childhood house, Villa Aguila 2178. My parents sold it though. That's crazy. They're redoing the yard. There's like, or at least in this picture, there's a ladder in the pool. This was the hot tub. Yeah, and this was the pool, glass fence. And if you want to see my childhood home, like where I was born, and I'll have to tell you guys how I find this. So right here is the Princess Beach Club. This was at the bottom of my street. Um, so this is Bermuda, obviously, right? Um, so right at the bottom of my street is the Princess, and then the street. And I'm going to tell you this before I look for it. Actually, I already found it. The street has a really sharp turn, and then another really sharp turn. So this is the street I lived on. This house right here is called Edge Hill Manor. It's like a little bed and breakfast or whatever, Airbnb. I don't know what it is now, but back then it was like a hotel you could basically rent. Um, and they had a pool here. And my house was this one here. We did not have a pool. But this is an acre of land in Bermuda, and it's an L-shaped house. It's kind of hard to tell now because the roof is white, but yeah, and it blends in with this. But this pool wasn't there, and it's an L-shaped house. This room here is haunted as fuck, just so you know. This place here is kind of spooky. Thinking back, this pool did not exist. This is a really big house, and it was a single woman that lived there. She was like I don't know how old, but probably 60s or 70s. She was like a grandma, and she was friends, like family friends. And there was actually like gravestones. I don't know where on her property, but there was gravestones somewhere on her property. And this property where I lived, down here at the bottom, like right by this road, there was an archway, and a guy hung himself there and killed himself, like committed suicide, before we owned the house or before we lived there. And this is, I think this is an avocado tree. We had a really big avocado tree. It might be down here, but I'm pretty sure it's this one here. And we used to have a chicken coop here as well. So like we would, my dad would kill the chickens and we would eat them, or we would eat their eggs and get the avocados. And there's a bunch of coconut trees here. Um, yeah, it was a cool spot to grow up. Um, this apparently now is a hat shop, but like my friends used to live there when I was little. It's kind of weird. But yeah, if we go to the street view, not that one. You have to go here because there's bushes all along there where you won't be able to see. Yeah. So there was always these bushes here. So you can't really see the house down here, and you can barely see it from here. But when I lived here, the house was pink, not blue or slate or whatever color this is. I don't know. And this house, if you want to hear what kind of piece of shit my dad is, I can tell you about that. This house here was like an older couple, like grandparents' age. Um, no, Mr. Alpo. It was legit like graves, people's graves. Um, but so this was like an older couple that lived here, like again, probably 60s or 70s. I lived here till I was 5 years old, and can't really see it. So my bedroom was like, this was my parents' room that went this way up here, and then right here was like the top of the stairs, and to the left of that was like a bedroom here, but it was on the back side of the house. Me and my sister shared that room, and one night I woke up because I had like a bad dream or whatever. I woke up and I went, oh, and at the time, like my mom was on a trip, like she was on a business trip in California, I think, or somewhere. And so my dad was supposed to be home, like watching me and my sister. I wake up in the middle of the night, scared because I had a bad dream. I go to my parents' room and nobody's there. So then I go to my back to my bedroom. I wake my sister up because she's older. She's 4 years older than me. And I'm like, Allison, 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 like mom and dad aren't home, or dad's not home. Like I knew my mom wasn't supposed to be home. Um, and My sister didn't believe me anyway. She finally gets up out of bed, goes to my parents' room, sees that she's not there. And then me and her, scared shitless, like every light in the house is off. And it's a big house. It doesn't look very big, but it's big. Um, and so, like we walked all through the whole house looking for my dad. We couldn't find him anywhere. And so then finally, my sister fortunately was smart enough to be like, hey, let's go to the neighbor's house. Because they were literally like our grandparents. They weren't, like our grandparents lived in England, but they were the closest thing we had to family in Bermuda, and they just happened to be our next door neighbor. So we went there, knocked on their door in the middle of the night. They woke up, took us inside. We slept in one of their guest beds. And I guess they put a note on my door saying, hey, when you get home, your kids are at our house. And, of course, my dad came home, whatever, like 3 o'clock in the morning. He'd been out drinking in a bar, basically put us to bed and then dipped and went out drinking. And then, of course, when my mom came home, she heard the whole story and he got reamed. Um, oh, SR flips are great. Yeah. Trader Dale talks about them a lot. But yeah, anyway, that's my humble little street that I was born on. This is that Edge Hill Manor. That's like, I don't know, a hotel, Airbnb, whatever, something like that. Bermuda is amazing. There's a beach called Horseshoe Bay. I don't know if I'm gonna, but we used to have like a 26-foot sailboat or 27-foot sailboat. Sorry, I don't think they even make 26-foot sailboats. 27-foot sailboat. I don't know where it was docked or whatever, but in Bermuda, you don't really have like docks per se. You have like natural harbors. I guess there's a harbor here, but what they do is they just put, like you have a buoy that you tie up to, um, and then you'll take like a little, motorized skip to your yacht and then go sail or whatever. But so we used to go sailing like almost every weekend. Um, and then actually, this is kind of a little bit of a cool story. A lot of like my uncle was the bass guitarist in the Rolling Stones. He used to love, um, no, Armin, the beauty of Footprints is it shows executed orders and not passive orders. Um, but so my uncle used to love visiting Bermuda because people didn't bother him. When he's in England or in the States, like people always walk up to him and they want like autograph or whatever, want to shake his hand. Like he just can't do anything without people harassing him, which is understandable. But when he would go to Bermuda, it was very rare for anybody to ever approach him or talk to him or whatever. I want to find Horseshoe Bay because Horseshoe Bay is wild. This, um, I'm wondering if there's a way you can get a view of it. I doubt you can see it from the road. Oh, maybe. Wow, you can drop your person on the beach. Um, so basically, what's cool about this place is, well, it's probably better with the aerial view, but these rocks go out on either side, and then this is all obviously reefs, right? Um, but so from like this line back, the water is like knee deep at best. And I mean, this is a pretty good distance that you can walk out. And because it's kind of like a natural bay, there's not like a bunch of predatory fish in here. There's not a bunch of jellyfish. There's not a bunch of Portuguese man o' war. And it's a really good place to take kids to the beach because you don't have to be too worried about, them getting stung or whatever by a jellyfish or Portuguese man o' war. And then also, they can wade like pretty far out into the water um, before it gets deep. This is where, like, my mom used to bring me and my sister here all the time. I don't know where that is in reference to my house, so now I'm trying to look because, yeah, it's like all the way around here. I say all the way. Bermuda is 20 miles long and 5 miles wide. So it's not very far. Um, but yeah, kind of cool. But yeah, so this is where I was born. I was born in Bermuda, and this was the house I lived in till I was 5. I wonder like what the value is now. I bet you like it probably doesn't exist on like Zillow or anything like that. Oh shit, look at that. That's not it. I guess you got to include that important. Information. Find Susan. Yeah. Can't look it up like we can here. Anyway, that would have been cool to know. But yeah. Um I need them to like reject and dump, please. For my put's sake. Um Alrighty. You're funny, Christian. I had a pretty wild childhood and a pretty wild life. I don't talk too much because generally people think I'm full of shit when I talk. But like, here, actually, let's do this out of curiosity. This is kind of hard to find. Um, when Bill Wyman, I said Bill Wyman, it sounds weird to say Bill Wyman. My uncle married Mandy Smith. She's like an English supermodel. And if we can find pictures from inside of the venue, you never know. You might see my little punk ass in here somewhere. I don't, though. Um, no. This was a huge scandal, too, because my uncle was like 56 at the time and she was 18. I actually went ice skating. I'm trying to, I know, I think I went roller skating with her and she's like, I'm good at roller skating or ice skating. It doesn't matter. Same thing, basically. I can do both very well. And she's not good at roller skating. So, like, I was 16 and she was 18. And so, like, she was holding onto my arm and everybody thought I was dating her. And I'm like, I wish. Like, she's a supermodel. Are you crazy? Like, no, I'm not dating Mandy Smith. Uh, Bummer. I feel like, no, that's not me. That's my grandmother right there. That's my grandfather. So, um, real name William George Perks. This is the original George Perks. So he's George Perks the second, or William George. I guess he's not the second. He's William George. This is George. Um, my grandmother, her name was Molly. This is weird because I feel like there was a picture from inside the why can't I think of it? Inside the chapel, and you can see my buzz cut is all you can see. But you can see me kind of. All right. There's got to be more. That's the Stones. Um at my uncle's wedding, one of this what's it called? There's a British comedian. I feel like his name starts with an S. I can't think of his name, but he showed up with a walker like as a gag gift for my uncle. So yeah, this is my grandmother and my grandfather. And so I was actually over here. I'm sure we'll be able to find a picture where I'm in it. But again, I'm little, so you can't see anything more than my forehead, basically. Um, I actually have like even more crazy stories. So like, what's his name? Keith Richards, the lead guitar. Where is he? Um, Keith. His son is Brandon. I believe his son's name is Brandon. I could be wrong. I want to say Marlowe. I don't know why, but I think his son's name is like Brandon Marlowe something. He married um, a girl that me and my sister went to school with. So like Keith's son Brandon married Lucy de la Fontes. I think that's how you say her name. Um, and me and my sister went to school with Lucy in France. We went to school with Lucy and her brother Daniel, and they're like related to. Well, they were both models, and their grandmother is like high up in, or was high up in like Yves Saint Laurent or something like that. She was a model as well. Oh, that's cool. This is my uncle's office. That's a cool picture. I used to see him here all the time. Um, the door is like back over here, and I would walk in. He would always be sitting here, ashtray, cigarette in his mouth. He was like a crazy chain smoker where he would smoke like 3 packs a day. So he would always like get a new cigarette, light it with his old one, put it out, smoke that one, grab another one, light it with his old one, put it out, just nonstop smoking. Um, Weird. I don't. There we go. 1P. Her dress was gorgeous. It was like $20,000 back in the 80s. Or was it the 90s? Early 90s, late? No, this was 89. Oh, yeah. See, it even says it there. 89. So late 80s. There was a nice picture inside the chapel where you used to be able to see my buzz cut and my flat top. I mean, my buzz cut and my forehead. But I can't find it now. Hmm. Oh, well. You guys will just have to take my word for it. I was there. But if we look up, what is it? Oh, it's Marlon Richards. And then his wife is Lucy de la. I don't know how to spell her last name. De la Fontaine or something like that. Yeah, Marlon Richards, Lucy de la Felice. I said it wrong. Yeah, it's not Fontaine. Um, so I went to school with her. Um, Lucy or whatever, Daniel. Yeah, so I went to school with both of them. Daniel, Lucy, models. Um, what is it like? I have to look it up because I don't remember exactly who she is. No. But she does modeling for like a lot of like this is her doing Giorgio Armani. Um, she's big time. But um, I want to know who's her grandmother. Ah, yeah, Maxime de la Falice, and she's. I feel like she was. I don't know. Anyway, she was very famous. She was a very famous model as well. Yeah, just kind of weird that like my uncle's in the Stones, and then I went to school with Lucy and Daniel, and Lucy happened to marry one of the Stones' sons. Weird connections. And then I also went to school with at the same school was what's it called? Sade or Sade, however you pronounce it. She has that song Maureen. Um, I don't know if that's how you spell it. Uh, Mau makes sense. So I went to school with Maureen, which is kind of wild. Which is Sade's niece, I think, or cousin, or something like that. Um, it was funny because she never told us that she was Sade's. I'm going to say niece because I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But her name was Maureen, and like if you listen to the song Maureen, um, it talks about Maureen's personality, and it was like such an identical match to the Maureen that we knew that we kind of called her out, like, "Are you Sade? Like, are you related to Sade?" And she was like, "No," and she kept trying to deny it, and then finally she admitted that she was, but she didn't want anybody to know, I guess. Um, but yeah, so the same school in France, but it was like a very prestigious, like expensive school. So there was like a lot of people from different countries that went to that school in France that I went to. Kind of crazy. I feel like Getty Images has is where I saw the picture like inside the chapel of my uncle, and that's what I want to see. Like this is weird to me. I should probably know. Oh, this is somebody else's wedding. That's why. I was like, I should probably know who these people are, and I don't. But that's because it's not my uncle's. It's not my family. Oh, it's showing me like, um, oops, 1989. It's showing me he got remarried. Yeah, it's not there. Um, I guess I would rather look through all of the pictures than just. Uh, why are you not searching, bro? What did I do to where it's just not working anymore? That's so weird. Okay. Wow, 78 pages. Yeah, no. Weird. Oh well. You want to see something else that's cool? What is this? The 18-year-old got old? I mean, I'm sure she did. I mean, she would be 52, I think, if I remember correctly. Um, this is my, I mean, this is kind of common knowledge, but this is my uncle's castle. It's called Getting Hall. Um, it's kind of hard to see from here, but moat bridge, or sorry, moat that goes all the way around, but it stops here. It used to go all the way around the castle, but my uncle filled it in. Um, oops. And then here there's a little stream where, like, when the moat's too full, it would overflow into the stream and run down this way. And then, like you can see, there's, well, I guess there's a moat, or there's the drawbridge right there. But this is like from the 1400s, I think, or, oh, sorry, 16th century. Yeah. And then the you can't really see it in this picture, or I can't see it at all. But over here is another building, which is like a really long building, and that's his garage where he would park his cars. And there was also like horse stables there, and um, what's it called? The the grounds person is a man, and his wife is a chef. And so husband used to maintain the grounds, and wife used to do the cooking. Um, and then this driveway, there's two entrances to the property. One is like on a road down here, and then the driveway goes down this way. And then there's another entrance down, like way down this road. And at the bottom, there's um, a little house down at the bottom, and that was where my grandparents lived. I wonder, we could probably see it better on Google Maps. Yeah. So this is what I was trying to explain. This is the castle. This is the moat. This is the what's it called? The barn, whatever, where the horses were, and where the grounds guy and his wife lived. And then this is my uncle's garage. And then this is my grandparents' house. It doesn't look like a house, but it is. And then this would be the second entry to the property. And there's a sign like on this fence that says like whatever, blah, 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 die. There's always people parked here. Yeah. People will, what's it called? Like paparazzi will just sit here 24 hours a day just trying to get a glimpse of my uncle. Um, this used to be thicker, more wooded, and me and my dad, we would wake up like 4 or 5 in the morning, go outside with a 22, and we would shoot rabbits and wood pheasants, and then the chef would prepare them. I guess just the time of the year. This used to be really like foresty, but yeah. And then down here would be my grandparents' house. My grandparents were very poor, and my uncle took care of them. You know, after he became successful, they never needed for anything, so he always took care of them. It looks run down, but yeah. I wish I could see what the sign says, but I can't. But yeah, that's it. Alrighty. Um, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Hopefully you had fun listening to my BS. Um, as always, much love, much respect to everybody. Have a good evening. And like I said, for people in Shorty's Discord and the mentorship group, I will be live in the morning. I'll see you guys.